Dear students, very good morning to all. Today we are discussing about lesson number 4, that is working with queries. Here we have already understand in our previous class that is what is query and how to set a relationship between tables and creating a query, and we have already created a select query in the design view. Okay, so today we will discuss about some points like specifying criteria in query, specifying a simple criteria, specifying multiple criteria. There are two ways for specifying criteria in query. Okay, these are the two ways. And what are the forms and how to create a forms and what are the reports. Students, please keep your computer book during this class. So let's start. What is specifying criteria in query? Okay, students, as we already understand that a query is the process of retrieve a specific information from the database. Okay, and we can use query to view, change, summarize and analyze specific data in different ways. And queries are applied on the database tables and its result is also displayed in the form of table. Student, in simple word we can see that if we are using a large database, table, and we required some information, okay, or we can say that we have required some part of that database, so we have to apply query on your database for retrieving only our required data. Okay, means query is used to retrieve only our required data from the large database. Here we don't need to see overall data. Okay, we have to retrieve only our required data, so we have to apply query on that database. But how this data will come means you have to give some conditions on query. Okay, you have to give some conditions. On basis of this condition your data will be retrieved from the database. Okay, so this condition is called the criteria, and there are two ways to specifying the criteria into query. Specifying simple criteria and specifying multiple criteria. So students, again before understanding these ways, let me understand about criteria. Again I am explaining you what is criteria. Yes, in our previous class we already know that when we create a query in design view, the main query window is divided into two panes, means two parts. First one is top and second one is bottom, and the bottom pane display the design grid in which some of properties are displayed. Let me understand this by this practical. Here this is the MS Access program and this is the table, that is for table 1, or you can see that here I am creating a query. First of all I am clicking on the create tab and click on the query design option, that is from queries. Okay, now I want to select the student table and click on the add button. This is the add button. Now click on the close button. You can see that this window is divided into two panes. First one top and bottom. Top pane will display the field list of your table, and bottom pane, this is the data grid. Okay, that defines some kind of properties in which you are you can see there is a criteria property. Okay, that means you have to define some condition in this property for retrieving any kind of data from your database. So in simple word we can say that criteria is a condition that defined in a query. On the basis of this condition our data will be filtered as query output. Means for retrieving your required data from a large database you have to apply query on that, but on what basis your data will come, so you have to specify some kind of a condition. Like suppose you want to retrieve the data for only class 10th student, so you have to put the condition in the class column, that is equal 10. Okay, so this is the kind of criteria. So you can define any kind of condition in the criteria property, okay, and on which basis your data will be filtered as a output. So now let me discuss about specifying a simple criteria. In this, we specify criteria value in the criteria row of the design grid, and the data will be filtered according to the query output. In simple way, we can say that this type of simple criteria, we specify only one condition in a filled column. Okay, so let's do it by using practical. So this is our MS Access program. You can see that here we have already created a table 1, okay, and here we are just creating a query 1, okay. This is the query 1 and this is our design grid, okay. So first of all, for applying a simple criteria, you can see page number 34 on your book and see the steps. To view the records of class 10, double click on the first name field and class field in the field list. This is the field list. You have to double click on first name and class. Just like that. Here you can see that there is two fields selected in the design grid, that is first name and class. What does it mean? That means we are showing only first name and class in our output data, okay. We don't want to see other detail like marks, like roll number. We want to see only first name and class. And whose class? Which class? Class 10. So next, move the cursor to the criteria row and type the criteria equal 10 in the class field column. This is the class field column. You can see that this is the class field column. In this we have to define equal 10 in the criteria property. So this is the criteria property. You have to type equal 10. Okay. Now next step, click on the sort property in the first name column and set it in ascending order. Means if we want to display all the student name in the ascending order, then we can sort this, okay, in the first name field. This is the first name field column, and in this you can see that this is the sort property. You have to click and there is a drop down. You have to select on ascending option. This is the ascending option. Okay, now fourth step, click on the close button of query window to save the query. A dialog box will appear asking you to save the query. So now you have to close this query by using this close button. There is a dialog box which asks, do you want to save changes to the design of query 1? Yes, you have to click on the yes button. Now you can give a new name for your query. Here I am type my query. You can type any name for query my query 1. Okay. Now press OK button. Now you can see that in the navigation pane my query 1 query has been displayed. Now last step, the query name will be appear in the navigation pane just like that. Make sure you have selected all access object options in the navigation pane drop down menu. Double click on the query name to view the query output. Now you have to just double click on the query name, that is my query 1, to see the result. So here I am just double click on my query 1. So what is the output? Yes, we have displayed all the students' name which is belong to class 10 in ascending order. Their name is in ascending order. There is only 4 students from 10th class, that is Anjali, Preeti, Naman, Raman and Vipin. You can check this data by this table 1. Yes, the Raman from class 10, Vipin class 10, Anjali class 10 and Preeti class 10. So you can display your required data by using a query, and in this we have applied a one condition in a filled column. So this is the procedure of specifying a simple criteria. So now let me move to specifying multiple criteria. Now specifying multiple criteria, this is very simple. In this we will specify two or more condition in a filled column. Just like that, this is our query, that is my query 1, okay, and this is your table 1. Suppose you want to specify multiple criteria on this table 1, okay, so this is very simple. You have to go to the create tab again, click on the create tab. Now click on the query design. This is query design option in the queries group, okay. Now this is the query 1, that is by default name window. So you have to select your table 1 firstly. This is already selected. Now click on add button. This is add button. You can see that field list of table 1 has been displayed. Now you have to close this by clicking on the close button, just like that, okay. Now suppose you want to see the records of class 10th as well as class 12th, okay, because in table 1 many students are belong from class 10th, from class 11th and class 12th. Suppose you want to see the records of class 10th as well as class 12th, then firstly you have to select the first name and class, because I want to show only the first name and their class information, okay. So I double click on first name and class. There is a two filled column has been displayed, first for first name and second for class. Now you have to type criteria property of class. This is the class filled column. You have to go in the criteria property and type equal to 10 just before we are doing, okay. And again we can specify more condition, so we can type equal 12, okay. There is more space for specifying multiple columns. Students, you can type the second condition, that is equal 12 in the next row of the same column, okay. Means you can specify multiple condition in the next row in the same column. This is the same column, that is class, and we have specified two criteria. First one is equal 10 and second one is equal 12, okay. Now if I want to show the student name in an ascending order, so I am going to the first name column and go to the sort property and click on the drop down and select ascending option, okay. Now what should I do? Yes, I have to close this query 1. Before closing I have to save it, so click on yes button. Here I am giving the name my query 2. When we apply simple criteria, we have give the query name, that is my query 1, and here I am applying the multiple criteria, so I am giving the query name my query 2 and click on the OK button, just like that. You can see that in the navigation pane there are two queries are displaying. First one is my query 1, in which we are specifying simple criteria, and second one is my query 2, in which we have specifying the multiple criteria. So now I want to see my output of multiple criteria, so I have to just double click on my query 2, okay. I have to just double click to view the output. So you can see that the result of class 10th and class 12th student has been displayed on your screen. So This is the class 10th student that we already checked. This is the class 12th student, that is Manuj, Niharika and Sushant. You can check this by opening your original data. Yes, 12th class Niharika, 12th Sushant and 12th Manuj. Only 3 students are belong to 12th class. So students, by using such kind of criteria, specifying either in simple, either in multiple, we can retrieve according to our requirement any data. Okay, means we are not want to see the entire data, so we can just applying such type of queries and criteria and retrieving the information as per according our need. Now our next topic is forms. In Access, forms are used to insert, delete and update any table data without exposing the inner working of Access. In MS Access, forms object provide an appropriate way to enter data, and using forms we can easily manipulate our table using forms. Means student, we can easily insert, delete and update data by using the data sheet view of a table, but in that kind of condition we have to expose or display our all data. So suppose if you don't want to expose your data with someone and who is responsible for inserting, deleting and updating operation into database, then which interface he can use to do their operation? Yes, so he can use the forms for entering any kind of data, updating or deleting without exposing the inner working of Access. Okay, there are 3 types of main views in which a form is displayed, that is the form view, design view and layout view. So let's understand this point by using practical. Okay, students, yes, creating a form. This is our database and this is our table for student. Okay, now I want to create a form for this table. So first of all, go to the create tab. You have to click on that. This is the create tab. Now you have to select the table first. You have to select the table first. That means you have to click on the table name in the navigation pane. I have already selected this table. So after selecting, you have to click on the form option. This is the form option. You can see that yes, you must save the table. I have not saving the table. So firstly I have saved this table with the name of student. Okay, yes, the database engine could not lock table 1 because it is already used by another program. Yes, before renaming the table, students, you have to close the table first. Okay, so first of all you have to close this table 1 by right click on the tab, and this is the close option. Yes, now a dialog box will appear. Do you want to save changes in the design of table 1? Yes. Now you can give the new name for table 1, that is student, and click on OK. Now this table is renamed by student name. Okay, now you have to select this again and click on the form option, just like that. Now you can see that your table record will come in the form interface like that. Okay, now you have to click on the view option in the views group. Okay, click on the view option and go to the form view. This is the 3 view, that is form view, layout view and design view. You have to select the form view and click on form view. Yes, now you can see that overall records are showing in the form. There is a roll number 3245, first name Raman, class 10th, marks 89. So if you want to see the next record, then click on the next arrow. in the this bar. Okay, this is second record for Niharika. Again you click. This is record for Suman, record for Vipin, record for Sushant, record for Naman. You can easily traverse from one record to another. Okay, if you want to see the previous record, then you go to the previous record option, that is back arrow sign. Okay, just like that, Naman, Sushant, Vipin. Okay, and if you want to add a new record, then after last record, when you click next arrow, this is show just like that. So here you have to enter the information. Here ID field not required to enter because it is primary key for that table and it is auto number data type, so it will take auto value. Okay, so put the roll number just like that, first name, any name that you want. Here I am entering new record for Ramesh, class 10th, marks 85. Okay, this is the dummy data. Okay, now click on the next button, again next record. Yes, so I have added a new record into this table, and we can see that by clicking on the previous arrow. This is the record for Ramesh and its ID is automatically generated by the system, that is 14. Okay, now I want to see this result in my table. So firstly I have to click on the student table. This is the student table and this is the form of student table. Okay, this is same name, so don't confuse students because you have not giving in any new name for a form, so it will by default taken your table name. Okay, so you have to click your table. Now you have to click on the refresh button. This is refresh button. Our new record that for Ramesh is not displaying, so we have to refresh it by clicking on refresh button. So you can see that after refreshing this table, a new record for Ramesh has been inserted successfully. Okay, so by using forms, it provides an interface to a user for entering any kind of records, any kind of updation or editing into the database table. And with the help of forms, we have not need to expose our whole data to someone system. Okay, so this is all about forms and this is the procedure of creating a form. You can see that this is the form. You can easily traverse from one record to another just like that by clicking the next arrow and previous arrow. If you want to see the last one record, that is the option for last record. You can see that. If you want to see the first record, there is option for first record. Okay, so it is very easy to perform. And after entering any kind of data, after editing any kind of information by using forms, you have to refresh it. Okay, firstly you have to refresh your table. After refreshing, your updated data will be come in the table. So let's move to our last topic, that is reports. This is our last topic for today. Reports is an interactive way or effective way to organize and summarize our data for viewing or printing, or we can say that report makes our data in a presentable format. Suppose you are an employee of a company and your manager or boss will ask you to give a report of sales from the company database. So you have to generate reports for that. Okay, so let's know how to generate reports. It is very easy. This is the table of your database, and if you want to generate reports for that, you have to go to create tab. You have to click on that. Okay, and you have to click on this report option. Okay, that is in the report group. This is the report option. You have to just click on that. So you can see that this will present your data in a printable format or summarized format. This is the title of your table or your data. This is the date, this is the day, this is the time. Okay, and here you can edit some information, like if you want to give some other title, you can give here some other title. Okay, just like that. Okay, if you want to edit some date or day, you can just edit it. Okay, so this is all about reports. So students, today we learn about specifying criteria in query, in which we are discussing about two ways for specifying criteria. First one is simple criteria, second one is multiple criteria. And we have understand about what are the forms and how to create a forms, and what are the reports and how reports can be generated. Okay, so this is for today, and thanks. Have a nice day. If you have any doubts and query, then feel free to ask me. I will give answer key of this chapter very soon, and till you revise all the points very carefully, and if you have computer at your home, then kindly do practical on that. Okay, students, this is fully practical approach subject, that is computer, and you are studying about database query. This is fully practical and real life approach, and very important in our for your career in IT sector or another. So please revise these points and understand this carefully. Okay, thanks.